Dog myths. Yeah, you heard me right. We all love our furry friends, but there's a lot of misinformation out there. Get ready for some serious myth-busting action because things are about to get rough. Let's do this. Alright, first up, let's address the elephant. Or should I say the Dalmatian in the room. Dogs see in black and white, right? Wrong. Big, fat, hairy wrong. It's true. Dogs don't see the world in the same vibrant rainbow explosion that we do. But they're definitely not stuck in a 1950s TV show. Think of it like this. You know those colorblind glasses people try on, and then suddenly they're like, whoa, I can see numbers? It's kinda like that. So next time you're playing fetch with your furry friend, just remember that tennis ball might not be neon green to them, but they're still gonna chase it with the same amount of enthusiasm. Ah, the wagging tail. The universal sign for I love you, human. Well, hold your horses because it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Sure, a wagging tail can mean your dog is over the moon to see you, but it can also mean they're feeling a little on edge. Imagine this. You're at a party, and you see someone you know, but you don't really like them. You might force a smile and wave, right? A wagging tail can be a dog's version of that awkward social interaction. Alright, time for some myth-busting math. We've all heard it. 1 dog year equals 7 human years. But guess what? That's about as accurate as my aim when I try to throw a treat into my dog's mouth. Spoiler alert, it usually ends up on the floor. The truth is, dogs age at different rates depending on their size and breed. It's more complicated than a calculus equation, but basically smaller dogs tend to live longer than larger dogs. So, that whole multiply by 7 thing? Yeah, toss that out the window with your dog's old chew toy. You can't teach an old dog new tricks? Ever heard that one? Well, I'm here to tell you that it's a load of bark. Dogs are learning machines no matter how many candles are on their birthday cake. Sure, they might not be as spry as they were in their puppy days, but their brains are still sharp as a tack. It just takes a little patience, a lot of treats, and maybe some creative teaching methods. Think of it like this. Learning a new language is harder when you're older, right? But it's definitely not impossible. Your old dog might not be winning any agility competitions, but they can definitely learn a new trick or two. Dog owners, you know the drill. You're out for a walk, enjoying the fresh air, when suddenly your furry friend decides to turn into a lawnmower. Oh no, you think, they must be sick. Well, hold your horses, because eating grass doesn't always mean a trip to the vet. Dogs are weird, man. Sometimes they eat grass because they're bored, sometimes they like the taste, and sometimes they just want to make you panic. Just keep an eye on them, and make sure they're not overdoing it. Alright, let's talk about noses, dog noses to be specific. We've all heard it, a wet nose equals a healthy dog, and a dry nose means something's wrong. Well, I'm here to tell you that's about as accurate as a weather forecast in a hurricane. Dogs' noses can be dry for a million reasons. They just woke up, they're a little dehydrated, they've been laying in the sun. It's like saying a human with chapped lips is definitely sick. So next time you're giving your dog some head scratches, don't freak out if their nose feels a little like sandpaper. Remember that whole dog see in black and white myth we busted earlier? Well, buckle up because we're diving back in. While dogs don't see the world in full Technicolor glory, they're not stuck in a grayscale movie either. They can actually see some colors. Think blues, yellows, and some greens. It's like they're looking at the world through a vintage Instagram filter. So next time you're picking out a new toy for your furry friend, maybe skip the bright reds and oranges, and go for something in their color palette. Dog breath versus human breath, the ultimate showdown. Let's be real, nobody's breath is winning any awards here. But for some reason, there's this myth floating around that dogs' mouths are cleaner than humans. Have you ever seen a dog eat something they found on the sidewalk? Yeah. I don't think clean is the word I'd use. Here's the deal. Dogs and humans have different kinds of bacteria in our mouths. Point is, just because your dog's breath could knock you over, doesn't mean they're sick. The poop-eating puzzle solved. Alright, let's talk about the elephant, or should I say, the poop in the room. Dogs eating poop. It's disgusting, it's confusing, and it's a mystery that has plagued dog owners since the dawn of time. But before you go blaming your dog's questionable dietary choices on a lack of nutrients, hold up. Dogs eat poop for a lot of reasons, and most of them have nothing to do with being hungry. Sometimes they're bored, sometimes they're stressed, and sometimes they just really, really like the taste. So yeah, poop eating is gross, but it's usually not a sign of a bigger problem. Dog shaming, guilty or just good actors? We've all been there. You come home to find your favorite shoes chewed to shreds, your dog sitting there with that me look on their face. They know they did wrong, right? Well, maybe. Dogs are masters of reading human emotions, and they've learned that certain behaviors like avoiding eye contact and tucking their tail make us less angry. Are they actually feeling guilty? The jury's still out on that one. Myth busted, you're now a dog whisperer. So there you have it, folks. 10 dog myths busted wider than my dog's nostrils after a sniff-a-thon in the park. We've learned that dogs see more than just black and white, a wagging tail isn't always a good thing, and that poop eating is, well, it's still gross, but at least now you know why they do it. Hopefully you've learned a thing or two about our furry friends and maybe even laughed a little along the way. If you did, hit that like button harder than my dog hits his bone against the wall when he's trying to get the marrow out. Until next time, stay pawsome.